Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with viewers submitted Sunday, this time with Ilharg / Airgast Eldrazi Ramp. I'll be forthright, not a big fan of Ilharg nor Airgast currently, but I am trying a modified version of Light Spirits list, so we'll see how it fares. As much as I like a temple here, we're gonna have to go Talisman. Let's update this real quick. Alright, perfect. Grab the talisman. Lab, imprint, cast, and pass, and pass. Secluded Courtyard. Looks like Eldrazi Aggro. Passing, draw. I'd like a soul land, please. That is a soul land. Yes. Land, imprint, Emrakul, and pass. And pass. Unclaimed territory, name Eldrazi. This is going to be a line breaker, maybe. Flesh Raker, fine. Draw, talisman, kick. We would like a second red source, yeah? So from here, Airgast will cost 4. So double red though. We could haste Airgast with Arena of Glory. And with Arena, we could then, from there, Airgast into Emrakul. So we'll go Arena here. And pass, and pass. Tis a temple. Paying cost for... TKS hits the Airgast. That is pretty unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Yep, TKS takes Airgast, like I said. Opponent, are you sure about that, bud? Cause I really think you should have taken Airgast. Draw temple, play the temple. So we are going to emerge, sacrificing the Myco spawn. We're gonna tap haste. Oh, so I need to do this a bit differently here. Pause, pause, cancel, haste, take 1, Airgast, sacrifice, 2, temple. Do I want to play anything beforehand? I guess I can play the talisman first. Let's cancel all together real quick. So let's untap here. Let's play the talisman. Because we should be good to emerge Emrakul out of Airgast. So let's play the talisman. Now let's emerge. Red, Arena Haste, Airgast. Sack Myco Spawn 2, 4, Airgast, yield all. I will exile hand, draw fresh, Airgast lands. Let's go to combat. Attack for 6. There's 5 types in yard now. Down to 14. Return Emrakul to hand. Emerge Emrakul out of Airgast. Our turn, comrade. Ooh, a K command. I like that. Draw TKS. We don't care too much about the TKS. So my thought would be we can play Mycospawn. It gets us a spawn. We then... Do we want to attack with the Flesh Raker or the TKS, I wonder? Because, yeah, I want to Mycospawn, Fail to Find, and K-Command would be the thought. Do I care too much about the Mycospawn, though? Maybe not. Maybe I don't care about the Mycospawn at all. Either ways, we definitely want to either TKS and then K-Command, but opponents are just going to scoop it up and take the win. Sure. Yeah, the fact that they did not take the Airghast was a huge mistake. Let me tell you. So, K-Return out, Bajuka Bog out, Cavern Souls out, Trimmer Rumble, leave the Ghost Quarter. So Magus in, Flute, meh, maybe. Dismember, maybe. Heat, maybe. I'm thinking Dismember does clear TKS, which is nice. And yeah, I'll just keep the Rumble then. Run it back like this. I imagine we'll be on the draw. This hand is hot garbage. This will get shipped back. Thank you very much. That's a Magus. Yeah, we can keep this. We can keep this. So I'm thinking pitch Sire. So keep pitch. Done. Reveal, play, exile. This one's a bit weird. I want to exile the Devour. However, but if we can turn to Magus off a lab, that would be pretty good. So I'm thinking pitch Speaker underneath this. And pass. There's a temple. You haven't hit that, Heralds? You do not. Devour trigger. We whiff. So there is Cakeman Speaker Mycospawn. I will grab Mycospawn. Draw. Windswept Teeth. We could take out the Temple, but I'm more inclined just to get a Forest here off the Windswept Teeth. Ghost Court into Magus. Cavern Souls. Name Eldrazi. Casting. That is a Line Breaker. Yep. No response. We'll take 4. Down to 16. They shouldn't be doing anything else right now, so we're going to just fetch to kind of tighten things up a bit. We'll pass. We'll draw. Airghast. Okay. Ghost Quarter. We will red. Magus. Have fun with your fancy mountains. And pass. I need a land, though, so I can land this Mycospawn. That would be good. No blocks. Take 4. Down to 11. Untapped. Actually, any land will do now. Draw. Rumble. Rumble works. Rumble. Sanctum. Stomp. Lab. Let's take the Stomp, then. Play the Stomp. And pass. And pass. Again, we'll take 4. Down to 7. And draw, Devour, Mycospawn. We don't need double green, though I guess for Vibrance you could argue. We have double red, of course. Something just grab a second forest would make sense, yeah. Alright, second forest. Myco Spawn hits board. Oh, I guess I should be attacking with the Magus. I don't know why I haven't been. That's on me. I should have 1000% been playing the or hitting with the Magus. We're not going to block. We're going to take another 4 down to 3. No attacks this time because I don't want to trade. Makes sense. We draw. K command doing nothing. So we are going to sacrifice Myco Spawn. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yield all. Yes. Finds Ilharg, Breaker, and Myco Spawn. Ooh. Well, the Myco Spawn next turn we can kick Ilharg. We can't haste, but that's kind of fine. We'll just pass. No attacks. And pass. Another land. I imagine passing. We're going to kick the Myco Spawn, I think. We draw. Dismember. I'm not going to emerge. We're just going to kick Myco Spawn. Let's hit your temple while we can do that. Do we want another forest? We could grab another forest. I'm thinking we will. Forest. And at that point, we will hold. I have no reason to attack at this point. Next turn we'll Breaker. We can emerge out of the Myco Spawn. And Pawn scoops it up, we'll take the win. Solid win. Alright. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I mean, we can make it work. But if we whiff off a land here, we're kind of in trouble. I mean, we get 2 looks off the Verdant Cat. Sure. I've taken riskier hands, question mark. Opponent mulligans down to 5. We're going into this blind. Let's say you, opponent, do you want to go down to 4? Honestly, like, I probably could have played this safer and mulliganed. But, we'll see. Burning Cat and pass. Go to end step and hold. Tis an Eland. Alright, nothing else. Go to end step, fetch. Doesn't give us much in the way of information other than could have counter spells. Sire to yard. Please give me a land. Please give me a land. We draw. Temple. Oh, the best land I could have asked for there. Alright, re-rumbling. Do you have a spell snare? You do not. We could go with a lot here. We can Arena of Glory as our land for next turn. I do like that idea. Arena comes into play untapped since we have a mountain. We'll go Arena. Yes. And then I will hold. Next turn we could play Vibrance. Could also hold up K command. That's probably the right way to go about it. We'll hold. We guarantee our land drop. We have K command X3, Polluted Delta, fetch 19, 4. Breeding pool. That's mildly concerning. 2 blue wistfulness. Double blue could be living end. Is it living end, friend? If so, holding up the K command. Street Wraith could if this is Sultai, I'd imagine. We'll draw. Ugin Lab. So if we Ugin Lab, we can't play the Vibrance, but that's fine. Well, I guess we actually could. See, I have half a mind to Sylvan Scrying off the Vibrance into Bajuka Bog, but I think I'm just going to Lab imprint the Airghast at this point. Play the Talisman. And hold up K command X2. Be chillin'. Like I said, I am initially thinking this is Living End, which we have a pretty good matchup into. We do have to, if it is Living End, we do have to be mindful of Force of Negation. Overrun Tomb does look like Sultai colors. Okay. The biggest thing is right now they don't want a Living End because it would give me both a Sire and a Sowing Myco Spawn. There's Overlord of the Bailmerk. I don't care for Wistfulness or Streetlight, so they can grab those. There's Superior Spider-Man, Subtlety, Colossal Sky Turtle. Yep, makes sense. Imagine you grab Street Wraith. Okay. Street Wraith is fine. We go to end step, Bailmerk trigger, Rampant Scry draw. And X equals 3, done. Breaker, Temple, Sprawl, Sprawl bottom, Breaker top, Temple top, draw. Bailmerk. Street Race cycle. Sure. We will draw. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking we Vibrance into the Bajuka Bog. So we're going to cast. We are going to go green, 2-1. Yeah, green, 2-1. Yep. Downside of Vibrance here is the fact that's not a cast. They could Subtlety this. We're going to grab Bajuka Bog. And then Bajuka Bog target you. At this point, I'll pass. No attacks. Green, Ent. Ent cycle. Makes sense to me. Hedge Maze. We pass in. Next turn we can Airghast. Not really feeling like we need to Airghast, admittedly. There's Wistfulness. Draw 2, discard a card. So the only card they should be cascading with should be Charlotte's Agent. There's a Swamp, Wistfulness, Hedge Maze Surveil, Flooded Grove, T-Yard, Bailmerk trigger, and draw. Well, let's start by going to combat. Attacking with Vibrance. I will play Temple and Breaker. 1, 2. I'm actually going to hold up the K return. There is a reason why. I want to hit... kind of want to hit the Overgrown Tomb, but kind of want to hit the Overlord of the Baelmerk as well. But I'm going to hit the Overgrown Tomb. This cuts off Halo Forger. And we'll pass. End step. So we can set up some fun shenanigans with Airghast next turn. Airghast emerge at a breaker for 2 red, and then return breaker emerge out of Vibrance. Get rid of another land that way. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we're good. I mean, opponent is seen lethal on board. So unless they win, or unless they are able to interact or create blockers, we should win. And they living end, I mean, that gives me a Sire, a Mega Spawn, and a Speaker. And we have a K return that can deal damage all the while. Like, we're in a really good position, all things considered. And there's Charlotte's Agent. Cascade will resolve. What do we see? There is Living End. We'll sacrifice the spawns. Living End will resolve. There's Endurance. So Endurance will hit my yard. Yep, you knew that was likely. Targets my yard again. That is fine. And then I'm going to K return. Get rid of the agent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go to end step. Baelmerk trigger. Return Airghast the hand. And draw. Arena of Glory. Do we want to haste this? I think I do. So I'm going to haste Airghast. 1, 2, 3. K return trigger, Airghast trigger, Airghast resolve first. Yes. Ilharg and yes. Go to combat. Swing for 6. You want to block with the Ent? You don't. Down to 3, which means Vibrance in deck actually wins us the game if they don't crack this food, funny enough. Okay. We also have an Ilharg that in 2 turns we can haste. Are we going to Living End again? We're going to Speaker, pitch a card for Agent, I'd imagine. I can only imagine you're grabbing Agent. I wouldn't imagine... I guess you could grab Halo Forger. That's also an option, yeah? Because you can block with the Ent is the problem as it stands. Agent revealed, as expected. Baelmerk trigger, draw. Sprawl. I I don't want to play the Ilharg. Unfortunately, Airghast. Man, Airghast feels like it should be bigger, but it's not, and I can't get through this godforsaken Ent. So, I think my best option here is the Stomping Ground tap Sprawl. And then just pass, unfortunately. We'll go double red. We don't need double green anymore since we're not playing the Ice Till. We'll pass. They're going to sweep the board. And the hope here is that we draw into something like, I don't know, Emrakul, and we can haste the Ilharg and put Emrakul into play and just win, right? That's the thought process here. One of the reasons why I didn't want to play the Ilharg, of course, we could have emerged the Ilharg out of Airghast, and that way they would have been in a worse position by enting, but not something I want to do necessarily, because it kind of doesn't change the math, right? The combat. I mean, if you tag the speaker, I'm not going to block the tag of the end. I'm going to block the end, right? That's the thought. No attacks. And no... Ooh, no agent either. Okay, can we get there? Misty Rainforest says no. So, theoretically speaking, we could haste the Ilharg. And from there, we would be able to force them to block. But again, I don't think that is a good option. So we're just going to hang the Ilharg back and pass. No attacks. That, what did you just do? Sink in the stupor? Okay. Well, this now becomes interesting. If they are not careful here, we can win on the crackback. So we're going to take 12. Maybe their thought process here is that maybe they have like a subtlety in hand. Okay. 12 damage. I mean, you can pick up Agent, Endurance, Wistfulness. None of that really changes the math, though, I don't think. So why are you so confident? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Unfortunately, we don't have 14. We're one short of hasting Ilharg and Airghast and getting the trigger from Airghast. But we can haste the Ilharg and thus the Airghast is the thought. You picked up Charlotte's Agent, sure. We're down to 7, but now what? You know we can haste the Airghast, right? Like, you see the Arena of Glory. Blue. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can actually be kind of smart here. Well, if they subtlety, there's not much we can do. If there's a single stupid that we're playing around, we could be smart and only use half of Arena. And with that half of Arena, we would then be able to set up something. But opponent's down to 1 now. End step, Misty Fetch, down to 6. Forest. Alright, I mean, it comes down to this now. We draw. Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, there it is. So we can haste both. So let's start by activating Arena. And then we are going to haste Ilharg. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to cast Airghast Hasted. Trigger Airghast. Yes. I find nothing. Nothing for the Ilharg. Opponent will scoop it up. We got 2 hasty creatures out of the Arena of Glory. Enough that apparently they couldn't do what they needed to do to not die. I'm still kind of confused. I do wonder if they were pocketing a sink in the stupor and it just wasn't enough, right? They're like, okay, I can just bounce back. Yeah, I'm very confused by the sink. I'm very confused by everything. Man, this is, yeah. The Ilharg line is pretty nice, I won't lie, but that was a weird one. So we need Emrakul out. Emrakul needs to go. And then Sire out. We want K-Return out as well, but Jukebox stays. Counter Souls is out. Ghost Quarter can also go. We can trim a Rumble, Bobble in, Trinisphere in. Ooh, I don't know if they have a way to remove Magus. Magus in. Dismember's not a bad idea. Flute's also not bad because Flute naming Shardless Agent's pretty good here. And then room for one more. I'm half tempted to cut the Ilharg, if I'm being honest. Ilharg giving them an extra creature, if they were to betrayal it, yeah, I'm taking out the Ilharg. And can grab a basic forest. Oh, I guess that's true. But they need... The forest doesn't matter. They would need a forest and an island. So the end grabbing forest is fine. It would just... Yeah, that's fine. So even that is okay. We'll bring 2 Dismember in and run it back like this. I think that's right. But yeah, I guess, yeah, End can grab Forest and Troll can grab Swamp, but I don't think they have anything that can grab Island. This works. We can make this work. We'll keep. We'll pass. Tapped. Draw. Bobble on 1. Well, don't mind if I do. It's a bobble. We'll pass. In retrospect, there's a thought to Windswept Teeth fetch Forest Bobble. That way we could play Speaker if we draw into a lab. They have an Ent, or they have a Breaker rather than an Ent. Sure. We'll draw. K-Command. K-Command's good. Do I feel inclined to play K-Command X1? Not really. At the same time, we probably should. So I will play the Sanctum instead of the Windswept Teeth and pass. Because we can just Bajukabog out my opponent. Misty Rain. But if they just go with Inevitable Betrayal here, they're going to be really disappointed by their options. Oh, actually, I messed up. I did mess up here. I should... Because they can grab Magus. I should have played the Windswept Teeth. So I should have played the Windswept Teeth. I should have then grabbed the Forest. Because, yeah, they in fact can grab Magus here. And I don't have a green source for this Myco spawn. So we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do this now. Yep. Jailer would have been better a turn earlier, put that on the bottom. I really need a forest right now. If I was smart, I like Magus is a recent addition to the deck, and it didn't cross my mind we should have played around our own Magus from the Betrayal. Now, mind you, if they go Magus, they can't play anything either. So that might be okay. Funny as that is. But yeah, we definitely could have played around that better if we had gone Windswept Teeth for Forest. I would be surprised if they play Magus. I would agree. But like, I didn't give them many good options. Oh, I guess we could have played the K command after. Yeah, that's true. That is true. The Scry goes bottom, stays there. I'm okay. They grab the Air Gas. That's probably one of the better options. Yeah, makes sense. We'll draw. Talisman. So we would have had the green source anyways. Cool. We're gonna fetch. We're gonna grab a Stomping Ground. Yes, Stomping Ground. MTGO. Not kicked. We could grab Arena. That is a consideration. We'd lack double red unless I play this Talisman, which we can do. We'll go Temple then. MTGO resolves. We'll play Talisman. Unless you want to force it, I guess. But that's kind of fine if you do. Sure. You pitch a Subtlety. I'd actually much rather not see a Subtlety or not have you have a Subtlety in hand. We would have been able to Talisman into Sprawl and accelerate, but that's fine. So we'll attack the Air Gas. We'll go down to 11. We have a Breaker Prime, though we are one short now because of the lack of Talisman. That's relevant. I suppose we could... No, we're short on Air Gas now, too. I think the Temple still is correct, but now we're short. Alright, we're going for another Charlotte's Agent into Betrayal. We are... Yep, there's the second Betrayal. So what do you grab this time? You've already grabbed Airghast. I'd imagine Breaker? Magus? Okay, so you do grab the Magus. Funny. That's actually funny, though. We are short on the green now. Are on Magus. But this does mean I can emerge off of the Airghast. So let's do that. There's my own Airghast. I'm going to say yes and exile. Draw fresh. Second Airghast. Hey, there's my forest. We'll play the forest and sprawl. We'll go double green since we're under Magus and pass. The question now becomes, they're going to pressure me into such a board state to where I'm going to have to block next turn. We're not there yet, so they probably just attack with the Airghast and nothing else. That should be the right... That is the right move. That's the wrong move. There's no reason to do that because I'm going to block the Charlotte's Agents. You don't want to give me the Magus either. Yeah, the Magus unintentionally enabled the Airghast play. We're not going to block the Airghast because we can't recast here. So we're going to go down to 5. And it's possible we just emerge Airghast at an Airghast after attacks. So we're just going to block here. We're going to take 8 down to 3. Draw. That's a lab. No reason to not play the lab. We'll play the lab. Go to combat. Attack with the Airghast. No blocks. down to 11. We emerge the Airghast out of the Airghast for free. Yield all. Yes, draw fresh. There's Vibrance, there's Speaker, there's Devour. We can't play Devour, we can play Speaker. Speaker can grab Emrakul. So if we were to go Emrakul, we do have enough. So we're going to now cast Speaker. I guess I could, instead of double green. No, it doesn't matter. So we go Speaker, cast. You're right, we did side out Emrakul. That's still fine. Forgot about that. We'll still pitch the Devour because it is a dead card. In that case, I should have left a green up. Had I left a green up, we could have breakered or Myco spawned, but I didn't. Oof. So let's grab Breaker. And then we're going to, I suppose, evoke the Vibrance. Yeah, because we would have been able to merge the Breaker out of the Speaker had I left up a green. Right. So I think we just Vibrance, evoke. Because Vibrance, evoke allows me to Helix target. Actually, can I? If I do this, that leaves 3. No. Yep, so let's do it like this. 1, 2. So now we can Lightning Strike. Triggers. Target agent. Yield all. So agent down. Yep, we definitely could have played this better. I should have played around the idea that we could find the Breaker, and the Breaker could have been cast off of the Magus before. Yep, that was a misplay on my part. Because then we could either get rid of the agent or get rid of a land. Because now we trade off the Airghast, and they could feed me the Magus, and I'd be okay with that. Yep, I mean, we have to trade. That's fine. I'm not pressed about that, to be honest. We'll draw. Dismember, that's a dead card. Breaker breaks. So in the instance that Magus ends up off board, what do I want gone? Probably the Watery Grave for the Halo Forger. So Watery Grave out. At most, they can Subtlety. Fun goes, what a funny game. I mean, you're not wrong. I've made a number of misplays here, though. Merge Vibrance from Speaker also. That was an option, yeah. That's true. We could have merged Vibrance from Speaker. It would not mess with the colors, so you would have been able to go double red. I guess the question is, yeah, is the Vibrance better than Speaker, but opponent's going to scoop it up, we'll take the win. All right, we'll take it. Yeah, I made a number of misplays there. We could have played better. I should have let the green float like I first thought, because then if we had found the Breaker, we could have emerged the Breaker from the Speaker, hit a land or the Charlotte's Agent. Yeah, we would have been in a much better position, but regardless, we got the win. All right, we'll be back for match number 3. All right, and we're back for match 4. Match 4. Match 4. Match 3. Match 3. There we go. On the draw for game 1. Already went through a turn. We got a gemstone on board. Let's see what we find here. Misty, this allows us a another look I was a little bit iffy on this hand. It has enough acceleration for me to be pretty happy, but it doesn't have a lot going on for it. I was kind of thinking, well, if this is energy, the K return on 2 is really good. But it's not energy, clearly. I don't know what this is right now. Opponent's not giving me much to work with, so we'll see. Let's fetch Misty Rain. Surveil. Finding. Myco Top. That accelerates us into the Sire on 3. Temple. Myco. Trigger. Well, say you, opponent. Grabbing Temple. So next turn we can Sanctum trigger on Sire's cast. We'll pass. Thundering Falls Island, no plays. Bolt, sure. Bolt, is it colors? Like, my first thought's Blink, potentially. But this doesn't look like the right mana base. We'll draw. Air Gas, you say? Ooh. Well, kind of wish you didn't bolt my Myco Spawn. I will cast Cyrus 7 Death. Trigger. ES. Trigger for what? So we could do a few things. My first thought's a Myco Spawn here. My second thought's a World Breaker. I don't think Emrakul is the right choice, though. Myco Spawn or Breaker. We have the mana for Breaker. And it's a bigger body, but we don't ramp. And then we have to merge the Air Gas. Or if we go the Myco Spawn, we can kick. And then we can play the Air Gas the following turn. Yeah, I'll go Myco Spawn. Hell, we can even haste the Air Gas if you wanted to grab Mana Sculpt? What? Counter target spell. If you control a wizard, add equal... Oh, it says wizards. Okay. Interesting. So I'm going to grab Cavernous Souls off the Myco Spawn then. That seems right. Oh, I need another land. Yeah, I need another land. Field of Ruin, the fresh what? Weird. Wizards and Field of Ruin. Oh, because you play Wan Shi Tong? I guess that would make sense. Because Wan Shi Tong's a wizard, right? With a K return. We will kick the Myco. Myco kick. Hit the Thundering Falls. Float. Search. So we have 6 mana. This would be 8 mana. I would like Cavernous Souls to guarantee Airghast Resolution, but I'm not confident that this Myco Spawn body is going to land on board. I think we do go with the Cavernous Souls and name Eldrazi, though. Does the body stick? No. Counterspell. Okay. That's what I thought. We'll pass. 4 in hand. So I'd like Thundertrap Trainer. I would not like Thundertrap Trainer. I'd like some castables. There's a Flame of Anor, Steam Vent's Shock. Okay. We'll draw. Ease another one. 3, 4, 5, 6. Miko kick. We kick in another Steam Vents. This time it is uncounterable. So 6, 7. We'll go 8, 9 for the Air Gas. So we don't necessarily have to emerge it. We'll pass. So you have a Flame of Anor. You can deal 5 damage to Myco and draw 2. It is an option. You did, in fact, do that. We'll take 1 if you want to attack. Down to 18. We'll draw. Talisman. Don't care about the talisman. East and Airgast. Yield all. Let's draw fresh. His hand ain't doing much. Yes. Ooh! I think we're good to wait a turn, though. Like, we could cast the Emrakul, but there's a world where they have a Flare of Denial, and I just don't want to feed that. We pass him. End step pass. Island. You have a lot of basics, friend. Attacking. You have a flame in hand. Not gonna block, thank you very much. Down to 17. End step and draw. Another one. We're just gonna cast Devours here. We don't need to really rush into this Emrakul. Devour. I should have probably held up the K command X0, but that's fine. Body hits board. Let's go to combat. Swing for 6, which means lethal's on board if it does connect. Pass in full. Down to 12. Again, lethal's on board. End step, paying cost 4. Consult. Dig 5, pull 2. Okay. And if push comes to shove, we just devour, or not devour, Emrakul. We emerge it out of devour or Airgast even. Alright, again, lethal's on board. End step, draw. Another one. Combat. Attack for 12. Lethal. Issa Snapcaster. Okay. Snapcaster target. Target's flame. In response, rampant exile. Actually, we're gonna ramp exile, exile. Exile, exile, exile. Done. And actually, I should hold up 2 D's. Does that resolve? Paying cost for Mana Sculpt. Sure. There's Flame. Flame target. What? Devour. Sure. Down to... Well, I guess you can't... Yeah, you can't Flame now since you countered that. So we're just going to emerge Emrakul off of Devour. 1, 2. East and Emrakul. Bone scoops it up. We got the win. Cool, cool. Let's go to sideboard. So is it Wizards? Is it Wizards? Bajuka Box seems relevant. Camera Soul seems relevant. Ghost Quarters is out. K-Return is a maybe. Magus is a wizard. And I'm pretty sure Harbinger is as well. I'm thinking maybe 3 heat. The field is concerning, but I'm not sure we want flute just for that. Honestly, we could probably just run it back like this. There's some thought to maybe trimming down on Airgasts, because we have to rely pretty heavily on these Cavernous Souls, but let's just run it back like this, I think. we can make this work off the Devour. We'll keep Reveal and Pass. We're looking for a Soul Land off the Devour, ideally. Scouting Tarn, passing, trigger, and Temple, draw, Windswept Teeth, pass. Scouting Tarn, fetch, 19. Surveil. Polluted Delta. Island. I mean, it's counterspell mana, so we might actually want to use K command as permission, especially if we see another land here, which would be the ideal. Surveil, trigger, Devour a Yard, and draw. Second Temple. So we're going to use the K command as permission. There may have been some idea to actually play Temple first for this exact reason, so that way it would have represented K command X2. Whereas right now we don't have that. Worst case scenario here is a Harbinger. Yeah, we're gonna have to ramp and scry draw. And this is where the K command X2 would have been equally useful. Alright, X1. We need a forest ideally. Emrakul. Emrakul right now is not what we need. Talisman does help. We'll pass. We'll draw. Airgast. Cast Talisman. And Rumble. There is Temple. And pass. So we do have the mana next turn to Devour. We also have there's some consideration going on Myco Spawn Kick as well. We'll hold off chance it's relevant. There's Tameo. Harbinger attacking, down to 16. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This is a weird one. We're short red on Airgast. Because we're missing red. We also could attempt a K command as permission. That might be the right call. Opponent casts Flame. Oof. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a significant problem. We could cycle the K command in an attempt to find a green source, maybe? That might be the right call. I will cycle. Not what I want to be doing. Heat. Heat's a bit late. Did I bring in Dismember? I did not. We'll draw. Speaker. Temple pass. Maybe Dismember would have been better than Heat in this instance because Flame does attack her talismans, which is relevant. So yeah, I think probably going to Dismember 1 Heat might be better in this context. On to 14. End step, draw. Cavern Souls, we pass. Casting, draw a card, passing. Yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that Flame can break artifacts. Down to 12. Draw. Forest. We cast in Myco Spawn or Speaker. Speaker's actually kind of tempting because it gets a body on board. And it gets played. It can be played through Consign, which is relevant. Of course, they have what seems to be draw a card. Ooh, maybe not. They might not have it. Oh, they do. Never mind. Counter spells, hoping that they didn't. We'll pass. End step and pass. Next turn we can Myco spawn. Down to 10. Casting. What this? Thunder Trap Trainer finds what? Such a good card. Consult. Consult's good here too. We'll draw. Lab. And cast Myco Spawn. Yield all. Do you has a counter spell? Or consign. You do not. I will grab second forest at this point. Does the body resolve? It does. We'll pass. The good news now is they won't be attacking with Harbinger unless they flame it here. They discharge, and bolt. Interesting. Okay. And then consult, dig, 7, pull 2. I mean, this definitely feels like it's over. But we'll see. We'll pass, because Emrakul is castable off the top. Sire's castable off the top, so is Breaker even. Right now, we are shy 1 of Airgast, actually. Second Harbinger is fine. We'll draw. Well, alright. When in Rome. Airgast, yield all. Yeah, the consign. Opponent's thinking here. I mean, they can draw cards off the clue to try and find answers. No matter what, we can draw 3 fresh. We're not dead on board, which is good. Only way we'd be dead on board is they can flash in a Snapcast. There's the consign. We'll pass in full. So if they have the Snapcast, they win. Yep. We're tapped out. Do you have the Snapcast? Draws a card. You do not. We know you have a bolt, though, so you could potentially bolt us. Field of Ruin is an island. Take 5, down to 2. Tamiyo trigger. Surprised they haven't tried to flip the Tamiyo yet. End step and draw. Lab, play lab, and cast Airgast. Do you have another consign? Even just a basic counterspell will be enough here. Alright, we draw fresh. There's Breaker, there's Myco Spawn, but that simply isn't enough. Flare of Denial, we will concede. Yep, okay. Let's go to game 3. So we will be bringing in Dismember. Counter Souls, Arena of Glory, Gemstone out. Rumble in. Oh, sorry. Gemstone out. Dismember in. Trim Heat. Yes. Let's run it back. We could argue maybe Vexing Bauble, but I think this is good. On to play for game 3. One more land or a forest or forest equivalent would have made this hand so good. We'll mulligan, though. Not much better, honestly. That's pretty bad, in fact. Like, a soul land off devoured helps, but not by a lot. So I think we have to go down to 5 here. That's so unfortunate. This works. We pitch what? We want to accelerate. Pitch Sanctum, pitch Airgast? Probably. Yeah. Windswept Teeth pass. I really don't like Arena of Glory. Like, I like what it does, but I don't like, just it generates red and just a red and that's it. I just don't like that. Counter Souls is nice. Yeah, I'll keep it on top. I'll play Counter Souls. There is a world where we name God. But I think we're gonna name Eldrazi. Well, if Ilharg lands, you know what? Screw it. We're naming God. Talisman, pass. Opponent's gonna be is very confused. Why did you just name God? I mean, yeah, if the Ilharg resolves, it's hard for them to deal with, and then if we get a body in hand. We draw Sanctum. Didn't we shuffle you away? What the hell? We'll play the Temple and we'll pass, and we pray that opponent doesn't play Harbinger next turn because I have frick all. Please don't have Harbinger. That'd be so sad. Thundertrap Trainer's fine. Discharge, less fine. We draw K command. We don't need to even use it as permission. Yeah, let's play the Ilharg. East and Ilharg, you pass. If you have Discharge plus Flame, you have Discharge plus Flame, right? Like, there's not much we can do about that. But if I draw into, like, I don't know, Emrakul next turn. Oh, they have double Discharge. Damn. Okay. Well, Ilharg down. That's what that means. Yep. Show me the second Discharge. You do. Well, alright. Well, you may put it third from the top. Oh, I forgot about that line of text. Okay. Not gonna lie. Forgot about that line of text. Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that. Sure. Why not? Fetch Polluted Delta 18. Steam Vent Shock 16. Third from the top. So we draw in 2 turns after this next one. Flame of Nor, rude. Attack for 1, down to 18. They're tapped out. They could have a Flare of Denial. We'll draw. Myco Spawn, we kick in. But then we shift the Ilharg. I think it's still correct. Myco kick, hit the Thundering Falls. And we grab what? We could grab a Jukabog to cut short of Snapcast. We could go Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One short Airgast Hardcast. We've already surveilled. Temple's probably correct here. But Jukabog is very tempting. A Jukabog is tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna Jukabog you. Jukabog you. Pass. No Snapcaster food. Yeah, like I said, the unfortunate part about this is just we shuffle away the Ilharg, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is what it is. Second main, end step draw, sprawl, sure. Issa sprawl. For red. And hold K command. We'll attack. We win the race if they want to trade back and forth. Paying cost for flame. Sure. I really want to play this K command. The thing is that we aren't even playing as permission at that point. Though we do trigger Sanctum, actually. Ooh. That's interesting. So if they don't have a consign. Another trap trainer. Yeah, I guess they whiff. They whiffed. Land for turn. Goes the combat. Down to 17. There's no way this K command resolves. I want that to be clear. There's no way that this thing resolves. Trigger. Do you have consign? Interesting. It does resolve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The major issue here is the fact that this Cavern Souls is on God and not Eldrazi. We have 7. We could go World Breaker. We could go Sire, but I don't guarantee its resolution. We could go Myco Spawn, but we're not really looking to ramp more in the media. Emrakul's off. We could Devour, but the targets are pretty slim pickings. Breaker seems the best option since it's recursive. It's a recursive threat, so I'm going to go Breaker. So you don't have a consign is what that tells me, but you still have counter magic. I'd be dumbfounded if you didn't out of 6 cards in hand. That would be shocking, to say the least. There's the Flare. They're holding up counter magic for the Breaker. We'll draw. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We would have been 1 short for the Emrakul, but we would have drawn into the land. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Breaker break. Target Thundering Falls. Float blue. Does the body hit the board? It does not. Counterspell. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. Misty Rainforest fetch. Steam Vent tapped. Down to 15. And passing. Yeah, well, it was cute to get the Ilharg on board. Unfortunately, eating this double discharge just was not it. Because now I really wish that this Cavern Souls was on Eldrazi. We'll draw. Rumble. Let us attempt to rumble. Yes. We attempt into rumble. Does the rumble resolve? Press X to doubt. It resolved. Shocking. Myco Spawn. Myco Kick. Myco Kick. Target Steam Vents. Okay. So you didn't counter the Rumble with it being the only card in hands. That tells me that you likely have a counter magic, like, or consign rather. I think at this point we grab Temple. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can cast Emrakul, no problem. We can even cast Airghast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that case, the Arena of Glory is looking tempting here. We'll grab Arena. And pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We also have the whatchamacallit breaker next turn. Flame, draw 2, deal 5. Yep. I guess I should hold on the off chance they discharge the spawn. So we can sack this or sack the spawn, tap down for breaker, recur, sack bog, play breaker if nothing else. Oh, there's Airghast. I think I kind of want to go breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, but if we do that, no, we'll play the Airghast now. So 2. How do I want to do this? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'll just do it like this. Airghast trigger. Can we draw fresh? Does it resolve? These are the questions I need answered. Oh, I guess I could have... Yeah, I guess we could have tapped the Cavern Souls and not had the sack to spawn, question mark? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we still would have had to sack to spawn and a land. So yeah, it's better to play the Airghast now, breaker next turn. If we don't have any other castables, we will use its ability. We draw fresh. Ooh, piece of candy. That's an Emrakul. Mana Sculpt. Ooh. Well, that's a lot of mana that opponent has now. Yeah, we'll pass. I mean, I guess what can you do with 9 colorless mana is my question with that Mana Sculpt. Yep, Mana Sculpt trigger. 9 colorless mana. What can you do with this? I'm intrigued. What in the what are you playing? Yeah, Wan Shi Tong. Makes sense. I was about to say, like, Wan Shi Tong is a mana sink, so that's pretty good. You draw 4 off the Wan Shi Tong while holding up mana 2. Oof. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. Swinging for 1, down to 14. Wan Shi Tong's a 10/10. That's a bit concerning. Again, Wishes Cavern Souls was an Eldrazi. Wooded Foothill. So, how would we like to proceed? What are the chances of our opponent not having a consign to memory? Very low, I'd imagine, given that they just drew 4 extra cards. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, we are 1 short of playing both. So, how would we like to proceed? We don't want to fetch because that will trigger the Wan Shi Tong. I'm thinking maybe a hasty sire, but then they could technically flash in a... I mean, yeah, if they just flash in regardless, whatever casting is probably going to get countered. I think Emrakul might be our best bet. Yeah, let's just go for it. Ys and Emrakul. Do you have a counterspell? I'd imagine you have a counterspell. I'd be surprised if you did not have a counterspell. Paying cost. It is a consign. Yep, makes sense to me. We also probably should have hasted it in retrospect, but c'est la vie. Yeah. Methinks I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still want to be able to cast both Breaker and Sire. Yeah, unironically, Cavern Souls naming God has probably killed me. If we had named Eldrazi and not God to resolve the Ilharg, we would probably have won this game. Without a doubt in my mind. So, yeah, I hate that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. So, how does Ilharg read? There's a Thundertrap trainer. So, does Ilharg read that it has to be destroyed or if it just enters the graveyard? Consignment memory has been revealed. Oh, that's a GG's. We'll draw. Second sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we'll concede. Let me read Ilharg real quick. Ilharg. Ilharg. Raise. What was it? The Raiseboard? Ilharg the Raiseboard reads, when Ilharg the Raiseboard dies or is put into exile from the battlefield. So no, if it was countered, then it would not go to from the third to the top. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I suppose. So maybe making it uncounterable is the right move, but it just feels so bad that if this was just on Eldrazi, we wouldn't have cared, and we probably would have won. But it is what it is. We'll be back for match number 4. All right, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. We reveal the Devour. Our opponent almost passes through their turn 1. It's Affinity. I kind of wish they did. Devour trigger. Rumble and a third Myco Spawn. I really want to go to third Myco Spawn, I'm not going to lie. We're going to go Myco Spawn. The Windswept Teeth we fetch. For Forest. Sprawl. For red. Yes, we'll go red. We'll pass. This way we start building up towards Airghast, is my thought. We could have won Stomping Ground, but I don't know if they have a moon effect, so... our Ghost Quarter did get exiled. It is Affinity like I thought it is. There's weapons. There's claws. Weapons, claws, good. Memnite. Yeah. Opal. So now they have Rebuke mana. Oh, they just have Kappa mana? Nope. Spell Bomb. Sure. We draw. Sire. Imprint. Devour, Myco Spawn, this way. Actually, no, they don't have Rebuke mana. Hold up. No, I still think we go Myco Spawn because we get a body, or we get a land and a body. And the land is relevant because this way they can't just destroy the land in the same way that they can destroy the spawns, right? And we can always K-command the Memnite or the Saga token, maybe? Because we definitely want to get rid of the Saga, for sure. There's Islet. Do you attack? You do not attack. Makes sense. No reason to K command then. We draw. Sire. We kick the Myco Spawn. Myco kick. Target Saga. Saga makes a construct. Yep. It is a 9/9. I will grab a temple. And they have Rebuke mana. We'll hold. Go to upkeep. Scry draw. Exile. Exile the construct. And done. We find Ilharg, though we cannot cast it yet. Plays a Scouting Tarn. I mean, next turn I think we just start casting Sires, right? think that's the right move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sprawl. So I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll just go Sire. Actually, let's tap in a very specific way. So Sire, red. Sire, 7 death. Sprawl on the forest for red. And go to combat. They can Aether Spellbomb the Sire, but that's okay. Blocking, you can sack munitions, I suppose. Scouting turn, fetch. Steam Vents tapped. Really, no Spellbomb on the Sire. Interesting. But let's go scoop it up, we'll take the win. Okay, that's fine by me. Let's go to sideboard. So we want Bobble in, Fade in, Dismember in. K-Return, Bajukabog can stay, Counter Souls can stay, Ghost Quarter stays, Trim Rumble. So we're dealing with Consign and Rebuke. 4 cards need to be cut. We don't know if they play Emery, but I'm going to assume they do. Keep the Bajukabog. I'm thinking going down on 2 Airghasts. Ilharg and Vibrance. Yeah, let's do that. It's workable. Not my favorite, but workable. I'll keep and pass. Island. I'd like you to pass. No? Shadowspear. Shadowspear's fine. Tormod's Crypt. Sure. Bauble. Welding Jar. No Opal, which is good for me. There's Lab. Sprawl. I'm going to go green here, given what we have in hand. And pass. Do you have a Kappa on 2? Otawara. You do have a Kappa on 2, so we're looking for Fade now. We'll draw. Windswept Teeth. Play Windswept Teeth. Fetch. For a forest. Cast Talisman. Cast Rumble. There's Emrakul Mycospawn Breaker. I'm thinking Emrakul and pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short, not to mention the Tormod's Crypt. Mishra's Bauble, target me. We also have to be mindful of this Welding Jar, because it can regenerate the Kappa. It has Trample, so now he's in the block. We'll take 6 down to 13. The 26. Yeah, the Welding Jar is a bit of an issue, actually. Bauble trigger, draws a card. We draw. We will Lab, Imprint, Emrakul. I'm trying to think here. I'm gonna Myco Spawn, not kick. Yield all. As a consign. The body or the trigger is the question. I will grab Cavernous Souls and name Eldrazi. This way we can Speaker Pitch Rainforest and grab Sire. That way there's a possibility we can race them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pitch Misty. Grab Sire. We could grab Airghast. That is a genuine consideration, actually. I will grab Airghast. Airghast actually does present an interesting line here. Because we can sack Microspawn off of Airghast and then emerge Emrakul out of Airghast. Okay. Okay. Steam Vents. Shock 24. Casting. Skateboard. Taps. Doesn't really matter what you tap at this point. 7 damage down to 6. Blue. Equip. 8 damage down to 5. And draw. Devour. Return Emrakul to hand. Airghast emerge out of Myco Spawn. Red. That's green. That's a problem. Red. 1, 2. Airghast. Uncounterable. No. And then 3, 12, 13. Untap. Cast. Emerge. Make it uncounterable. Do you have the consign in hand? The body can't be countered, but the trigger can. Yep. Body resolves. But now we're dead to a single artifact. One, two, no artifact, okay. We draw. Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are short 1 to devour. I am going to K command, ramp and scry draw. I'm going to hold up double red. So let's do this Tap on tap. K command. Ramp and scry draw. I want to hold up double red. X equals 6. There's Breaker, Speaker, Temple. Dismember won't work. So, Lab bottom, Sprawl bottom. We could just Breaker. Let's go Speaker, bottom, Dismember bottom, top, draw. Green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. Breaker break. Targets. I'm thinking the welding jar. No, exile. It won't matter because of exile. So we could also go Shadow Spear. That way it gets rid of the trample lifelink. That's probably the right call. Let's get rid of the Shadow Spear. It will shrink it. It is 7/6 now. We go to combat. Swing for 13 and pass. Next turn we can devour the Kappa and pay the ward cost. Granted, that opponent doesn't draw into an artifact. Scouting Tarn fetch. I mean, chances of opponent finding artifacts are pretty high in Affinity, of all things. Thought cast. Draws 2. Memnite trigger, and opponent got there. Okay. Not much we can do about that. We'll take 8, and we'll go to game 3. Let's go sideboard. We want Rumble in, Gemstone out, and run it back. Yeah, should I have Fade there? I don't think... I mean, even Fade, again, the Welding Jar kind of made Fade kind of awkward. Alright. I will keep. A little bit slow, but workable. On the play, it's tolerable. The biggest thing is right now, again, we just need to rely pretty heavily on our sideboard. Maybe I should mulligan this, actually. Because, yeah, we do get to dig a bit, play our Mega Spawn on 3, and ramp. I don't think that's going to be good enough here. We'll play the Forest and pass. Best case scenario here is to find a Temple off top, then, I think. Spire Bluff Canal, blue, Emissary, dump hand. Memnite, drone, EE0 drone. So send it for Kappa on 2. There's Opal. Okay, never mind. They can just Kappa on 1. That's an option too. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Great. Fantastic. Love it. Medical Emissary Warp and draw. That's an Emrakul. Let's rumble. Fine. Jesus. Bajuka Bog? Actually, we can accelerate by going Sprawl. Yeah. We'll go Sprawl. Pass. Right now, we just need to angle towards Emrakul, but I'm not sure it's even going to matter. We're taking, what, 10 damage here? Yeah, we're just dead. We just dead. EE0 trigger. 11 damage down to 9. Paying cost. Don't tell me you have another Kappa. God sakes. Sure. That's okay, I guess. 9 damage down to 11. Draw. Talisman. Scoop. Alright, well. On that note, I reaffirm my hate for Affinity, and we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match number 5 on the draw for game 1. We do it like that. Makes sense. There, that Chad. I really hope you're not on Affinity after me going on my rant about Affinity. Would be really unfortunate if you were on Affinity. For me, not for you. For you, you're probably happy because Affinity. For me, less happy because, well, Affinity. I was also saying, like, if anything in that deck annoys me the most, it is actually Kappa Cannoneer. And for the sole reason that it triggers itself on ETB, which from a card design perspective is weird as hell. A. B. Ward freaking 4. Just put hexproof at that point. And thank God I see a straight wraith because we know for a fact it is not Affinity. Unless they're playing a really weird version. Alright, we draw. He's a speaker. We fetching. We could go Stomping Ground Shock. Probably. And Sprawl. Let's go double red. And pass. It has to be Living End, yeah. That's my best guess. Hence why I'm not respecting Blood Moon or Moon Effects or Land Destruction for that matter. Though I guess I could and maybe should respect Boseiju. Yeah, I guess that's actually fair. I probably should respect Boseiju. Even though I shouldn't have to respect Moon Effects here. But Boseiju probably. Hedge Maze, yep, looking more and more like Affinity, for sure. I mean, in that case, we're just holding up K command on the end of our turn 2. Yep, 11 end. Sounds good. And based on Street Wraith, it's likely Sultai with Halo Forger. We will pass in full. Tis a swamp. Overlord. It's an Overlord of the Belmerk. Yep. Impended. Would make sense to me. Fill the yard with goodies for your Living End. Oh. I think my internet just went out. It went out. Ooh. Is it going to recover? It might not. I might have to switch over to my hotspot. Hold up. That's all sorts of annoying. Let's see here. Hotspot on. Oh, is it back? Are we back? No. That was awful. Connecting. I have no idea if OBS, or rather, stream will work off of hotspot. We'll see. Not really, no. But at least we're back playing. Internet went down. Stream ending. Alright. Alright, so stop stream, but continue to record. Yes, we draw. Okay, So, lab imprinting breaker. And holding K command. Street they cycle makes sense to me. What did you grab with Overlord, by the way? You return Street Wraith. Okay. Sure, sure. Flare of the Nile. Was not expecting to see that. Interesting. Okay. So do you go for the living end? If so, we can take out Curator Overlord. Probably the right call. And remember, for the living end, we do not ramp. We scry draw. Spark Springs down to 12. End step. Overlord trigger. They could have a hardcast force here. Yeah, we're just going to pass. We're going to draw. Arena. We'll imprint Zibreaker. And pass. Next turn we can Speaker into Myco. And then Bajuka Bog. But now we have a K command X equals 4. Alright. Overgrown Tomb. Shock. 10. Yep, we're just going to fire off this K command now. Ramp Scry Draw. We'll use it as permission. This way, if they have a force... I guess a force doesn't matter, but a flare would. So, K command, ramp, and scry draw. And done. What say you? Hardcast force? Yep, makes sense to me. Ooh, we did choose red there. That's kind of unfortunate, actually. Oh. Well, this is weird. So the issue I see here is we don't have a second green source. This is what I hate about Airghast. Like, this version in general, I just really hate having to play around because, like, Eldrazi Ramp is at its core mono green. We splash colors for tech, right? Double red is Airghast. Double green is Ice Still, but still that's mono green at that point. And this is a good example where I wish we had double green pips because then I could Speaker into Mycospawn into... Yeah, Speaker into Mycospawn into the Bajuka Bog and set them back heavily. But now we can't. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Formidable Speaker. Yep, we're going to play Formidable Speaker. Green, leave red, 2. Speaker. Speaker enters. We can pitch lab, grab Emrakul. We can then next turn haste the Ilharg. So my thought here is not to reveal the arena, haste the Ilharg and go for Emrakul lethal. Yes, we're passing. I think this is correct. Cycle to troll. Okay. Sewers. Passing. Halo Forger, no Bailmerk first. Pick up Street Wraiths or Charlotte Sage at this point. There's an Endurance. Endurance is fine. But I'd rather not have them have Reach or Shenanigans. Returns no cards. There's Agent. Agent will Cascade to end. Yeah, the Curator of Mystery and the Endurance are an issue. Because we can haste them, but they don't die. Because all they need to do is put the Endurance in front of Emrakul. Okay. Yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle. Double Overlord trigger, yield all. We draw. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can green, red, colorless, rumble. Find Sire Devour. Grab Sire. Arena. Exert. Ilharg. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We can play the Sire next turn. So now we can Ilharg attack Emrakul. They don't have to block the Ilharg, but they definitely need to block the Emrakul. They don't have anything that's larger than 6 toughness. We're going to go to combat. We're going to attack with Ilharg. Ilharg will trigger. We're going to bring in Emrakul. This is a weird one. I don't think going to Sire would have made sense. So that, yeah, he's needed double block. That's 11, 14, 18. We can block you down to 13 damage. So I guess no. Yeah, that's fine. Combat damage. 4, 4. Yep, down to 4. Ilharg triggers. I'm going to say no. I will not use Ilharg's ability. Maybe I should use Ilharg's ability. My thought process here is that if they living in to get the Emrakul off board, having the Ilharg on board is right. So I'm going to say no. And at this point, we'll pass. So again, 11, 14, 18, block 5. I didn't realize I returned. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of next end step. Why did I think it's stuck on the field? Clearly the moment of reading the card explains the card. I thought it stuck. It does not. It just returns the hand. Well, that's awkward. I mean, if they can return a spawn to hand, they win. Wistfulness, double blue, draws, draw 2, discard 1, sure. Yeah, methinks we lose this one. Attack out. Overlord trigger. Picks up. I guess I could pick up Endurance. Picks up Curator. We go to blocks. We have to block. 8, 11, 13. Yep, down to 4. So now means Sire's dead. Overlord. Let's draw. Commercial District, we'll concede. Because we have 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep, we'll concede here. Alright, let's go to sideboard. So we want Emrakul Sire out. Ilharg out. Bauble, Jailer, Trinisphere, Magus, Cavern Souls, Ghost Quarter, Gemstone out. Yes, Butter, Gemstone out. Flew in and run it back. Okay. Oh, K return. We don't need you. What do I... Dismember in. Yes. That makes more sense. I was like looking at it, I was like, something seems wrong, but I can't put my finger on it. And that would make sense. Yeah. For some reason, like I said, I quite literally thought that Ilharg, the creature stuck on board. It does not, obviously. If it did, having the Emrakul just stick on board and then forcing a living end with the Ilharg and Yard and then the Sire would just make so much sense. But no, 'twas not an option. I mean, there's a lot of text on Ilharg that I really didn't read outside of, you may put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Cool. I did not read the return part and did not read when it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield. So that's on me. We're almost there too. If they just didn't have those freaking reach blockers, we were in such a good position. But c'est la vie. On the play for game 2. That is a mulligan. That is keepable. Yeah, it's keepable. I will keep. What do we pitch? I'm thinking the K command, unfortunately. And I want to I want to hold or pocket this Bajuka Bog, but I'm thinking we might need to play it to set up for the Flute on 2, the Trinisphere on 3. Then we can go Speaker. Yeah, because we just go Flute named Charlotte's Agent, then we're in a pretty good position on 2. The only downside here is if we find a summon a value spell, we could Speaker on 2. Or a Trinisphere. I guess we can Trinisphere on 2 regardless. So we'll Bajuka Bog you. Not my favorite terminal play in this matchup, but we're assuming that they're not on Living End. Yeah. Surveil. Force. Draw. Temple. Plays Temple. And goes to Upkeep. End step, Flute. Flute name Charlotte's Agent. Probably could have waited until their end step in retrospect. Passing through their turn. Not sure if that was purposeful, but we'll take it. Stomping Ground, Shock. And Trinisphere, pass. And pass. Polluted Delta, can't play anything. Draw. Rumble. I will cast Speaker. Speaker Pitch Sprawl. No, no, no. You can't cast anything. There's a Trinisphere on board, friend. Speaker Pitch Sprawl. Grab Mycospawn. Lab. Next turn we can kick the Mort. Now Imprint. Blue Delta fetch 19. Surveil of a Hedge Maze, I guess. Appears that way. And pass. Flooded Grove. You have anything you want to cast? You can't cast Shardless. Paying cost 4. Opponent says, never mind. Paying cost 4. Wistfulness to pop. Trinisphere or Flute? Trinisphere, sure. We'll draw. Temple. In that case, we will Myco kick. Myco kick hit Mort. Yes, we'll hit the Mortuary, taking out the Black Source for Halo Forger. I will then grab, I'm thinking Sanctum or Temple. Let's go Temple. Speaker, untap, Stomping Ground. Rumble. Do you have a Force? There's the Force pitching Subtlety. So they did want to play Subtlety early, but couldn't because of Trinisphere. Alright, we'll pass. Misty Rain. Fetch 18. Overgrown Tomb. Shock 16. Casting. Wistfulness. Hitting Flute. Okay. And draw. Jailer, let's go to combat. Attack for 5, down to 11. Cast Jailer, pass. Jailer hits board. Cascade is once again offline. Paying cost 4. Charlotte's Agent. Okay. Nope, you won't be able to cast it, whatever it is. There's Betrayal. And Jailer says no. Opponent trying to figure out why they can't cast the Betrayal. Again, Jailer says no. And draw. Wistfulness. So we can go red, untap. But it goes, forgot how Jailer works. And done. Vibrance. Vibrance, bolt, target, agent. Go to combat, swing for 3, down to 8. Lethal's on board. And pass. Do we have gain 2? There are times where the lightning strike or sorcery speed lightning strike off the vibrance is relevant, and this is definitely a good example of one of those times. Opponent will pass. We draw. Breaker. Let's go to combat. We swing in. Again, this is lethal. Opponent will play Endurance as a blocker to block the Myco spawn, I'd imagine. Shuffles away my yard. Blocks the Myco. 6 down to 2. Second main. We will cast Breaker. Breaker, break, Overgrown Tomb. Bone scoops it up, we'll take the win. Alright, Gemstone in, Rumble out, run it back. Let's see if we can get there in 3. We will make this work. This is a Trinisphere on 2. We will keep. Opponent mulligans down to 6. And pass. Street Race Cycle, 18. Forest. Passing, draw. Sanctum, Misty Rainforest, fetch. For a forest. Sprawl. 4 red. And pass. And pass. Swamp. Passing, draw. Lab. Play Temple. Cast Trinisphere and pass. Force, pitching Betrayal, 3 in hand, will pass. Do you have a blue source? You do. Watergrave Shock, and Charlotte's Agent into Betrayal. Nope, Speaker. Okay. Speaker, pitching Endurance. For Agent, we draw. Forest, we cast Rumble. There's Flute, there's Breaker, we grab Flute. We will play Sanctum, cast Flute, name Shardless Agent, and pass. And pass. Four types in yard. Not that that's really relevant right now. 2 is Foundation Breaker. Untapping. There's Wistfulness. Breaks the Flute. We'll draw. Rumble number 2. We will rumble once again. There is Myco spawn. Green source, kick the Myco. Myco kick, hit your blue-black source. And grab Temple. Yes. And pass. I had debated dismembering the speaker last turn and probably should have. Would have played around the wistfulness. And draw. Flute. In that case, I will play Lab Trigger. Ramp and Scry draw. I'm going to move 2 back. X equals 5. Sanctum trigger. I will grab, there's Force, pitching Subtlety. Yes. And I think we just grab Jailer at this point. But also, I have half a mind to instead grab something like Myco Spawn. We have the Flute. We can't really go Airghast. Jailer's probably the right call here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the same time, they need land drops. We're gonna grab the Myco spawn. Trigger on the stack. No imprint. Cast Flute. Name Shardless Agent. And pass. No attacks. And pass. Next turn we'll kick a land. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Sure. Picks up what? I guess you could pick up a troll. That's a consideration. Get another swamp or swamp equivalent, but like what you want right now is wistfulness, right? Picks up troll. Okay. We'll draw. Speaker of our own. I will kick Myco to start. Myco kick, hit your forest. Grab a temple. I have no reason to dismember right now. We could speaker. I think I will. We're gonna speaker. Speaker pitch dismember. And we can then grab a lot. I think we grab Airghast here. And pass. No attacks. And pass. Because we can now untap Sprawl Speaker for Airghast mana. 8. Troll. Gets a land. Like, yeah, I don't need to really rush this in the grand scheme. We have full control of the board state. We can attack it with both Myco spawns first, deal 3, and then Airghast, draw 3. There's the Underground Mort. Plays the Underground Mort. Overlord Tiard, no attacks. Overlord Trigger, and draw. Stomping Ground. So I will Stomping Ground Shock. Go to combat. Attack for 6. They block. Makes sense to me. And then we are going to tap, untap. Emerge the Airghast. Oh, sacrifice the spawn. Airghast triggers. Yes. K command, Windswept Teeth Talisman. So now I can return Breaker to hand. 1, 2, 3. Sacrifice the lab. Breaker to hand. And emerge out of Mycospawn. Breaker kicks Mort. Yield all. And at this point, we'll pass. And pass. Doing nothing. Belmark trigger. We draw. Sprawl. I mean, this is lethal damage on board. Ramp. I guess I'm going to use Scry Draw Exile. Scry Draw Exile 3. Done. And bottom, 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 top. Magus. Bottom says GG's, GG's. And just because we can, cast Magus. Go to combat. We swinging. And that should be lethal damage. Perfect. All right. Well, despite the technical issues, that there is going to be a 3-2 record at the end of 5 with Airghast / Ilharg Eldrazi ramp. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as expecting it to be, but Ilharg felt clunky, for lack of a better term. Vibrance had its moments. I think just a straight up not Ilharg list, a Airghast list would be more tolerable. Cut the Arena of Glory, bring in the Airghast, 3 of them. Probably bring in, like, I don't know, 2 to 3 Chrysalis. Just do a Chrysalis less Airghast list, I think would make more sense in the grand scheme. That's my initial thought, and that was very similar to what we've played in the past. The main addition, of course, being Speaker, which has been a fantastic card. So I think if I were to play this again, I would just make an Airghast list and just straight up cut the Arena, cut the Airghast, cut the Vibrance, add 3 Chrysalis, have 3 Airghast, and just run it back like that. I think that would be good. Ilharg, I think, while cute, while you can do some really cool things, I think overall it's just not worth it. Regardless, though, it was a fun time, and appreciate my community for donating gift subs for viewer-submitted Sunday. Of course, if you also want to see your deck list played or a version of it on stream, you too can gift sub 5 gift subs, and I'll play it next Sunday. With that being said, though, folks, that there will be the end of today's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in both my success and failure, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you actually enjoyed the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow our channel. However, if you would like to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, I'd recommend following me over my socials or join my Discord server. That way you can know when I go live. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can find these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.